In the dusty frontier towns of the American West, few men wielded more power than those who controlled the printing press. Marshal Ashman, Upson, was one such man, a wandering wordsmith whose pen would forever shape how the world remembered the most notorious outlaw of his time. Born under autumn skies in Connecticut during 1828, young Marshal Upson seemed destined for a life far removed from the blood-soaked battlegrounds of the Wild West. The son of Samuel Wheeler Upson and Sally Maria Stevens, he first tasted the power of words while working the bustling newsrooms of the East Coast. But, like countless restless souls of his generation, Upson felt the magnetic pull of the frontier calling his name. The Civil War had torn the nation apart, and when the smoke cleared, this ambitious journalist packed his bags and pointed his compass toward the setting sun. His reputation as a masterful storyteller had already been forged in the fires of Cincinnati's most influential newspaper, The Inquirer, where he commanded respect as city editor. Yet the West promised something the civilized East could never offer: stories that would make men's blood run cold and their hearts race with excitement. Upson's westward journey read like an adventure novel itself. From the humid bayous of Louisiana to the rolling plains of Missouri, he established newspapers that brought civilization's voice to untamed territories. Denver's mountain air filled his lungs as he crafted headlines for the Denver News, before the ancient adobe walls of Santa Fe beckoned him further south. Then came the event that would permanently shape his legacy. Billy the Kid had put an end to his reign of terror in a darkened room at Fort Sumner in July 1881, with the help of Sheriff Pat Garrett's smoking rifle. The lawman knew he possessed the story of a lifetime, but his rough hands were better suited for handling a Colt .45 than a writing pen. Enter Upson, the perfect ghostwriter for an imperfect world. Garrett approached the seasoned journalist with a proposition that would change American folklore forever: help him tell the true story of Billy the Kid's rise and fall. When The Authentic Life of Billy the Kid hit the shelves in early 1882, few could have predicted its earth-shaking impact. Initial sales proved disappointing, leaving stacks of unsold books gathering dust in frontier general stores. But legends, like fine whiskey, only improve with age. Years later, as the kid's story spread like wildfire across the nation, writers and historians turned to Upson's book as their primary source of authentic details. Every tall tale, every dramatic shootout, every larger-than-life moment described in those pages became gospel truth in the public's imagination. In the quiet frontier town of Roswell, New Mexico, Upson served his community as postmaster, ensuring that letters from distant loved ones found their way to eager hands. His gavel fell with authority as Justice of the Peace in eastern Lincoln County, where he helped bring order to a land that had known too much chaos. Marshal Upson's close friend Pat Garrett ensured that the man who had immortalized the greatest legend in the Wild West would be buried in a place of honor when he passed away on October 6, 1894. In Uvalde, Texas, within a cemetery plot owned by the famous sheriff himself, the ghostwriter's earthly journey came to an end. But Upson's true monument wasn't carved in stone. It lived on in every dime novel and every campfire story that kept Billy the Kid's legend burning bright. The Connecticut journalist who had drifted west in search of adventure had accomplished something far greater. He had helped create the mythology of the American frontier itself.